don't use the smudge tool anymore.
Hi, my name is Dixon Fox and welcome to my video kidding about the smudge tool. I'm just going to be comparing the smudge tool and the mix tool today. I know what you're thinking, but all the great artists that I know use the smudge tool. Yeah, well, every artist has their own way of doing things. I personally use the mix tool as a blending brush for my rendering, but you can use whatever tool fits you best. Whether it's a smudge brush, mix tool, or even better, the blender brush that's already in your software. Now, I'm not a professional artist, so take everything I say with a grain of salt. I just do this as a hobby and decided that I wanted to make a little video comparing some tools in the software that I do have. In this video, I will be using Firealpacha, the newest version. You can get it on their website, which will be linked in the description. So anyways, let's get to the video. I'll start off by doing a basic test. I'll be rating the tools with what I think they need. 3 basic things. I will be first testing how easily it blends, the efficiency, and lastly, overall look. Using the mix tool was the easiest part of this because it's the tool that I use for my rendering. But when it came to the smudge brush, I realized I couldn't edit it at all. So if you would want a good looking smudge brush, you would have to go on some sort of cryptic website that has the right settings to set your smudge brush to. I didn't do that because, well, I didn't think about it until now. But I had a lot of trouble with the smudge brush and it wasn't fun. It just wouldn't smudge. I tried messing with the settings, but nothing worked, and I started to get all pooped out, and yeah, you can see I crossed it out because I got mad at it. Eventually, the smudge brush worked with me and actually started to mix, sort of, but it took a lot of hard work and it was super tiring. Anyways, on to the coloring. I'm going to be comparing both techniques on a bust of my character Blue that I drew beforehand. I'll tell you a little bit about him while I color. Blue was made to help me cope with my anxiety, although over the years he brought me comfort when I drew him. Blue is a demon. Why a demon, you may ask? To put it simply, we all deal with our own demons, and this is how I coped with mine. Drawing some demon with a bunch of eyes and blood. Yeah, I'm mentally ill. He slowly started to develop his own story over time, though. He is friends with one of my other OCs, and his name is Rowan. Rowan is part Reaper, part human. Blue helps Rowan cope with his issues, becoming a comfort for Rowan, as his body seemingly dissolves into a skeleton due to being part human, his Reaper side overpowering his human side. I put a lot of symbolism into this. I want Blue to be a comfort character to others as he was to me, and I want to share him with so many people. If you want to share your comfort character with me, on Instagram you can use the tag #TixitComfortCharacter, and who knows, I'll probably redraw them in my style in the next video. You can also join my Discord and follow me on Twitch if you want. I won't be streaming for a little while though, due to my computer pooping out on me. I'm working on getting a computer set up right now because soon I will be getting a job. So I won't be able to stream for the next few months. Now it's pretty obvious I was struggling a lot with the smudge brush. It just wouldn't blend the way I'm used to things blending because, well, I use the mix tool to render. So I went over things hundreds of times. I even tried like shading the neck as well, but I didn't because it got so irritating. I probably should have went online and found a different brush to use for this, because it wasn't working and it was very frustrating. After I was satisfied with the face, I moved on to the neck. I don't detail the necks too much because the focus that I have is the face and the hair and my art pieces, so I try to make them pop out as much as possible by using as much color as I can. Contrasting colors with the pink against the gray skin. I want them to look dead but also alive at the same time. It's kind of the look I'm going for. My sister also told me the way I do the cheekbones makes it look like an Arcane art style, which I haven't watched Arcane at all due to not being able to watch Netflix, but I want to watch Arcane so bad because of that comment. Also, a quick tip, although I'm pretty sure if you watch art videos for a living like I do, you've heard this tip a million times, but don't forget to flip your canvas. Artists, flip your canvases. Now, I always try my best not to use the airbrush too often. Mostly because I abused the airbrush when I was a younger digital artist and using my phone to draw. I just try to avoid it because it can make your art look a little muddy. Although I'm not saying don't use it at all, because there are ways you can use the airbrush that are very useful. You could use it for blush if you don't feel like blending. There's just many things you could use the airbrush for, so don't be scared to touch the airbrush. Whenever I first start rendering the hair, I usually go in with a bigger size of the mix tool, and that is just to get a rough rendering out. And then I go in with a smaller, as you can see, I go in there with this smaller size, just so I can get in those little details so I don't smudge out the colors that I'm meaning to leave in. Those little blues, if I used the bigger size of the mix brush, it would just smear them out, and you don't want that because you want that nice little lovely color in there. I also like to go at least 1/4 away from the color that I'm using to make the hair lighter, like how I did with the blue and the yellow. I go 1/4 across the circle of colors, and I pick it and I go and I make it a little bit lighter, and I place it around the color in order to give it like this kind of flare out of color, and I really like it. Now, I'm gonna be honest with the smudge tool. I could not play around with the settings. I couldn't do anything with it, so I rate it a 3 out of 10, mostly because I do like what it did in some areas, but I feel like if I used a custom brush, it would have been way better. And of course, as always, it is a 10 out of 10 for my man, the mix brush. I love the mix brush so much. I live by the mix brush. All hail the mix brush. Anyways, that's it for this video. Don't forget to submit some of your OCs to #TixitComfortCharacter so I can see them and so I can draw them. You don't have to, but I would so love to draw people's comfort characters and tell their stories if you would like to put your story. If not, you can just post it and I'll draw it. But yeah, that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I enjoyed making it. Remember, you are loved, you are valid. Remember to drink water. My name is Tixit Fox, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.